want to tell you a story about issues. This is a crazy story that not that many people know. Okay. Julia Michaels.
Amazing
I'm
song,
tucking
right?
my arm right here. Oh yeah, I'm getting comfy for this one. Julia Michaels.
Yeah.
Incredible songwriter, okay?
Facts.
She was like just starting to get big, okay? She had a few hits under her belt, and I think it was the day Sorry went #1. She had just broken up with her boyfriend. She came into the studio. She was crying. She felt terrible. And I remember us talking in the lounge. We got her like cupcakes or something and champagne. And she was crying, but she was like happy at the same time. And I said, let's write a song. She was like, I don't know. We wrote a song with Stargate and Justin. And I always wanted to have one of those songs that had like an orchestra behind it. Like Salam Remy was so good at doing that. And like I love that song, Bust the Windows by Jasmine Sullivan. I love, I also love like Unfaithful by Rihanna. I love those moments where it was like strings, and I was like, we have to bring that back. So we started playing some stuff, and then Issues just like fell out of the sky. Okay. And Julia just like, it just happened so quickly. And I remember everyone wanted that song. Everyone wanted to sing that song. They wanted that song to come out as their project. And Julia called me, days, weeks after. And she said, Benny, I think I want to become an artist. And I think I want to use that song. And I said, that's fucking amazing. Let's do it. Some other people didn't necessarily believe in that same vision. And they were like, what are you talking about? This song's right here. It's huge. There's an artist right here. There's so many artists fighting over this. And I just remember telling everyone, I was like, if she wants the song, give her the song. It's her heart and soul, and she sells it so well. Like, and it's a song. We'll make another song. If it's not, if it's not a thing, it just felt right in that moment. And so many people were against it. She didn't even have a record deal yet. And I remember we finally got her to have the song. And everyone, same thing. Everyone was so nervous about it. Nobody thought it was going to be this big thing. And she puts the song out. It connects like a motherfucker. And that year, she literally got nominated for Best New Artist and Song of the Year. So it was like this song that we did that nobody believed in, for her to be the artist. They just wanted some huge artist that was already successful. And for me, it's like, that's cool. But like breaking a new artist and like bringing a new artist with so much personality and identity to the world is so much better to me than, just doing a song for like a big person. All the first people I worked with, they were all nobodies. Kesha wasn't big. Katy Perry wasn't big. I didn't work with like a big artist till a little bit later. And then I was like, oh, this is cool too. You know what I mean?
We can always take this out if this is not something that you'd want to leave in. But for Julia was like one of the first interviews I ever had.
Yeah.
Told me the story of Sorry. She told me that the same day that Sorry hit #1, they wrote the song. But Same Old Love also went #1 on radio the same day.
Oh, yeah.
And she was saying that. But then she talked about like all these artists who wanted it. And there's only one that's leaked onto YouTube by another artist.
Who was it?
Charli XCX.
Oh, yeah.
Who was the person who helped co-write Same Old Love.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
To think about. Was there something about that demo and that song that everyone wanted Issues from? It was just like...
It's just Julia was so raw on it. And she sounded so... The demo is literally what's out.
Oh, that's sick.
It's literally what's out. There's like minor changes. But it was so raw, and it was a song that I feel like so many people could relate to. So many people in general, it's just like, Yeah, I got issues. And it's you know, it was one of those moments where I remember every time I would like drive in a car and I would see someone singing at the top of their lungs that song, like by themselves. And like those are the moments where I'm just like, we made the right decision. Or like when you're at a concert and you see like thousands of people singing the song with their children and I knew we made the right decision by giving Julia that song. It might not have been the right decision in the moment. Maybe there was a million other people that wanted that song, but like Charli's a testament to everything. Charli's written songs for so many other people. She's been around forever. Yeah. She's been around. I worked with Charli when she was 14 years old.
Wow.
Okay. I was on her first trip to America. I don't think she had any songs out really in America yet. That's sick. She had just done a few shows. And I remember how talented she always was. And it's just like, sometimes people just get their flowers like a little bit later than, look, now she's like the biggest artist in the world. Yeah. And she's saying exactly what she wants. And she, she's paving the way for so many young artists that can be themselves and they don't have to fit the norms of like pop music, and you can say what you want to say. And I think we're at a really interesting time right now. Artists like Chappell Roan, like those artists would never exist before.
True.
And it's just like now kids get to pick what they want. There's not like labels holding back barriers being like, you have to listen to this song and we're going to feed this down your throat like until you vomit and like it. No, there's people like who are like, oh my God, this girl Chappell Roan is saying shit that like I vibe with. And yeah, maybe she's a little bit different than what is like known as like pop music, but this is my pop. This is what I want to listen to, And I feel like there's so many artists that in 2010 couldn't exist the way that they do now. And I think that's really cool. That's really cool that fans get to decide who gets to be big. There might be an artist who's unknown yesterday and today they have the biggest song in the world. And like, that's so powerful to me.
Wow. Yeah, I feel like we live in such an artist-dominated part now versus how it was back in the day, which is amazing.
God. Yeah, it's amazing. People want these, especially for females. I feel like we're in an era right now where like the females are like reigning supreme and doing, everyone, it's so great that like Billie Eilish wouldn't have been an artist that in 2006, if somebody was like Billie Eilish, they'd be like, what? They'd be like, we want this like typical thing, doing the dance moves and all that. No, people don't want that. They want a girl who's like dressing cool as fuck, saying exactly what's on her mind and just being herself. And like I feel like the artists today, I can't wait to see the next generation because they're growing up on these amazing artists. So I can't wait to see like what that brings 5-10 years from now. You know what I mean? All the artists who are growing up on these artists right now. It'd be cool.
And you're excited to work with all of them?
Maybe.
So earlier when you were talking about like making a song with somebody.
Yeah.
You go through the process of like connecting with. So, okay, here's what it sounds like actually is happening then.
Okay.
You have a conversation with the actual artist.
Yes.
They are telling their story.
Yes.
You guys are like forming an actual genuine connection. You guys have an actual genuine conversation. And it sounds like whatever you're talking about oftentimes becomes the song.
Yeah, of course. Always.
Okay, so I was in a session with somebody and I tried this process.
What would you do?
We did this whole thing because like Tranter told me about this too with other things like that, and they wanted to stop writing because they felt it became too real.
Yeah, stuff like that happens. Stuff like that happens all the time, where like something becomes, and then those usually wind up being the best songs, but it's hard. Sometimes you got to work your way back to those. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes like a song like that, it's so good, but an artist gets really scared of it because it's exposing such a real side to whatever they have, you know, going on. And it's like music, it's hard because when you're writing a song, it's kind of like a therapy session. And when you're writing a song, it can become so real because when you're doing, if I'm doing a song with you, you might say things to me that you wouldn't say to me in real life because you have like the mask of the song to disguise it through. So you might like say things about me that you might not even say with like your closest friends because it just kind of falls out because you're in a creative space that feels safe. So sometimes something like that falls out and you like sit there and you're like, oops, I don't want the whole world to hear this. And it's hard because a lot of these artists, you know, they're going to be singing this song for 30 years and they might not feel, some people's biggest songs, they don't feel that way 10 years later than what they did when they wrote it. And it's like, it's so complicated because it's like a creative art form and everyone's like, well, just let us hear the songs. But sometimes it gets too real and like certain songs never come out. Like I have songs that I've done with people that are incredible that will never come out. Like I have like unreleased songs with everyone that are insane that just have to sit on my hard drive because you have to respect the artist.
For sure. Do you ever go back and listen to them?
Yes. I have so many that I like love that like I hope, but you know, with my theory, 8-10 years, they might come out. You never know. Or sometimes you give that song to another person, another artist who is okay with saying words like that. That happens a lot too.
That makes sense.
You know, like some artists like Charli or Julia, they'll give away a song because they're like, actually, it doesn't feel right for me. I want to give it to somebody else. And then it gets to see the light of day in a different way.